They called it a dying age. Kingdoms collapsed, gods abandoned. But even in the silence, a flame refused to go out. He was not that flame's creator. He was its keeper, a walking reliquary of vows unbroken. The Judgement Paladin does not chase glory. He waits, until resistance crumbles, until time forgets to fight him. In a world without light, he does not shine. He endures, and that alone is his sermon. He fights not to win quickly, but to remind the fallen. Even now, some fires cannot be extinguished. Consecrated ground becomes a reclaimed altar. Judgment, a slow and holy verdict. He does not swing in wrath. He delivers truth through flame. And in that fire, wounds close, faith sharpens, and the world remembers something ancient. A whisper, a vow, a warning. I do not break. I do not bend. I do not vanish. I endure to judge your ruins and sanctify what remains. In the Book of Ruin, his skills are scripture. Each cast, a verse. Each strike, a covenant renewed. These are not mere tools. They are the echoes of a higher oath, to endure, to sanctify, to outlast what others cannot. Judgment is his sacred right. It summons consecrated ground, a living altar of flame that heals the faithful and scorches the unworthy. With urgent inquisition, its cooldown is erased, letting him cast without pause. With lingering force, each consecrated ground stacks, light atop flame, vow atop vow. With flaming soul, its fire swells, scaling both his healing and his wrath. He does not cast it in panic. He casts it to remind the world that holy fire still answers. Vengeance is not a strike, it is a heartbeat. Each blow restores mana and health through time and faith. Fuel for the flame, fuel for the loop. Dark Duelist sharpens its edge. Bolster grants fortification, layering resilience with rhythm. Vengeance is the moment between sermons, the breath before judgment. A silent promise to return again and again. Holy Aura is his silent sentinel. It grants resistances, healing, and fire damage at all times. Never seen, never faltering. With shelter from the storm, his defenses rise. With Rahye's fury, his flame sharpens. With purification, all ailments are cast away on command. He wears no metal. He walks robed in radiance. Symbols of hope are sigils of silent faith. Once lit, they replicate through tetragram and polygram, appearing again and again, without command. Each symbol grants ward, armor, healing, and cast speed. He does not shout to be heard. He lights them once, and they remain as whispers of the vow. Healing Hands is his hidden ember. It triggers when he strikes with judgment or vengeance, channeling restoration through Rahye's chariot, and movement through flame. With synthesis of light and halted scourge, each pulse becomes a prayer of endurance, not to erase the pain, but to rise more whole in its aftermath. The Codex of Vows is not spoken. It is not lit or cast. It is buried, beneath the flame, beneath the will, beneath the silence. Each point is a sentence, each line a law. He does not recall them. He moves because of them. The Paladin tree is the spine of the Codex. Defiance exiles corruption. Honor and heaven's bulwark turn the shield into judgment. Holy icon, valor, and divine essence do not heal. They affirm. If his health holds, armor rises, ailments fall, essence answers. Sanctuary Guardian grants speed without looseness. Rahye's strength feeds fire through strength alone. Reverence of duality does not split. It fuses. Health, mana, healing, damage. A single vow. Through righteous firebrand, flame becomes final. What heals now burns. What restores now pierces. The sentinel tree is not seen. It holds. Juggernaut binds strength to mass. Stalwart makes every block a sentence. Fearless is quiet defiance. Regeneration that never asks. Time and faith seals the loop. Each strike with vengeance gives back what flame consumes. The Codex permits no gaps, only completions. Abyssal endurance grants flat health, and silence in the void. Weapons Master gives vengeance speed, so judgment repeats before the enemy can forget. The fire he carries does not survive on faith alone. It is sustained in worn iron, in quiet strength, in the relics passed through centuries of silence and war. These are not adornments. They are burdens, chosen and born. And together, they hold the vow alight. His power flows from healing, not to mend, but to purge. Each layer of ward is built from rhythm, not panic. Armor is not plating, it is memory. Health is not luxury, it is law. And speed, of thought, of motion, of spirit, is not haste, it is continuation. It is the right to finish the sentence he began in flame. This armor remembers collapse. It was not made to look strong. It was made to carry fire through despair. Every strike he lands feeds the ritual anew. The embers he breathes out return as breath, and the heat he radiates stays long after he's passed. He does not wear it to endure. He wears it because he already has. There is no gold in his helm, only silence and the weight of sacred function. It amplifies what heals. It teaches what endures. It lessens the sting of death's sharpest attempts and turns healing hands into hands that burn. His shield does not ward off, it replies. To every attack it says, "Not today, not through me." It resists more than harm, it resists time. And when it breaks nothing, it still stops everything. He does not strike with it, he declares with it. This blade does not thirst, it writes. Each swing a sentence, each burn a clause, each cast a punctuation of judgment. These gauntlets do not grant speed, they grant continuance. They turn delay into flow. They leech what is lost. They soften what crushes, and they let him stay on his feet long after the others fall. These boots are not quick, they are present. They move when fire moves. They carry haste not as a buff, but as a blessing. And as he moves, ward gathers. The faster he walks, the harder he is to end. This amulet does not protect. It prevents the need. It reorders damage. It reroutes void into fire. It hardens his mind. And it lengthens every breath he takes when things go dark. It grants him swiftness, yes, but more than that, it grants presence. Where he steps, spirits follow. Where they burn, he gains ward. Each cast does not echo. It multiplies. The second ring is not subtle. It sets everything alight. Ignite, endure, burn longer, hit harder, and above all, remember the light never fades until the vow is broken. This belt burns from within. It feeds frenzy, not through rage, but through ignition. It cleanses as it burns. It stacks fire, then lets that fire build into action. If the scripture gave him words, and the codex gave him structure, this relic gives him breath. His judgment speaks louder. His healing carves deeper. He moves faster. He cannot be slowed. This relic does not power the vow. It remembers it. A paladin's power does not end at the blade. It is written across his soul, in the divine signatures left by time, fire, and war. The blessings he bears are not favors. They are covenants, each one etched not by mercy, but by ordeal. He walks with flesh fortified, because the divine must endure. He walks with light sharpened, because healing is not peace, it is judgment. He walks with haste in his stride, because the vow waits for no one. He walks with silence between strikes, because some sermons are cast, not spoken. He walks with a heart that will not break, because flame deserves a frame that doesn't fall. The idols he carries do not shimmer. They stand, like stone set at the altar's base. Adorned Rahye idols turn his shield into scripture, blocking not just blades, but time itself. Weaver idols tie flat health and healing effectiveness into the seams of his survival, while patching the forgotten cracks, necrotic, poison, and physical resistance. And Throne of Ambition? That is not an idol. It is a dare, one the unworthy should never accept. But for the faithful, it grants fire and armor, stacked with every breath stolen from the powerful. It is divine wrath, paid in installments. He does not rush into battle. He steps forward, as if answering a vow. Each fight is not a race. It is a process, not a burst, but a build. He casts Judgment. It scorches enemies and summons Consecrated Ground, which heals him every second he stands within. Symbols of Hope autocast, granting ward, armor, and cast speed. Holy Aura burns silently in the background, boosting fire damage, healing and resistances, cleansing afflictions without command. He strikes with vengeance, restoring mana and health every hit, and the fire keeps flowing. He moves through healing hands or shield rush, advancing without breaking rhythm. There is no panic, no chaos, only rhythm. Hold vengeance, spam judgment, heal, outlast. With cooldowns removed and Consecrated Ground stacking, he becomes harder to kill the longer the fight goes on. In boss fights, he stands within the flame, lets symbols echo, and trusts the vow to carry him. And when it ends, there is no scream, no fury, no panic, only the benediction of the flame, a steady light that does not flicker, not because it burned hottest, but because it was the vow made fire.